Hi students, welcome you all on YourPedia education. So today with me, Professor Jinesh from Computer Science Department from IIT Mandi. So from your point of view, we will ask some questions related to CSC department. What are the courses going on and why a student pursue their courses in IIT Mandi? So Professor Jinesh, welcome you all and thank you so much for providing me such valuable time. So please let me share about yourself. First we start with that and then we have some general queries regarding the students. So why they go for IIT Mandi and what are the courses going on. So please tell us about yourself, sir.
Yeah, I thank you for having me on this interview. I did my PhD from IIT Bombay and my master's from IIT Bombay, and then I was in Israel for 3 years for my postdoc, and then I've been here as an assistant professor for the last 3 years.
Okay, sir.
And I work in the field of applied geometry. That's a field of geometric computing, where algorithms from computer science are applied to solve problems in areas such as solid modeling, design, robotics, and manufacturing. And also I teach here courses which are related to basic fundamental computer science.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually we are here in behalf of the students. Students have many queries related to IIT Mandi. The first one question is, it's a new IIT. So why student join IIT Mandi in CSC department?
Yeah, so basically the most unique selling point of IIT Mandi is its location. This is an extreme pristine location which is away from all kinds of distractions of cities, where one can really focus on one wants to pursue for the next 2, 3, or 4 years. And that in many cases provides an ideal environment, not just for BTech students, but also for master students and PhD students. And this kind of environment is unparalleled. No other IIT provides you such kind of an environment.
Great, sir. So, sir, the point is, sir, if a student go for MS, M.tech or PhD, like we have, I think, three different domains for M.tech, MS, and PhD. So, the very first question is, in with respect to students, what is the difference between M.tech and MS research course in IIT Mandi?
Yeah, so broadly speaking, in M.tech, you focus more on coursework and less on research. But in MS, you focus more on research and slightly less on coursework. But eventually, these both are going to be merged even here, eventually.
Okay. So, one more query is that related to MS research work, sir. Are student get a placement after the research work or they just pursue their PhD?
Yeah, so the option is with students. If they want, it's very easy to find jobs after an MS,
Okay, sir.
especially in computer science and electrical. And if they choose not to go to industry, not to take up job, they can also go for PhD.
Okay, sir. So we can say that yeah, place in terms of placement, IIT Mandi is very good after M.tech and after PhD course, after MS and M.tech programs. What about PhD, sir? Is there any placement scenario after PhD in IIT Mandi?
Yes, so actually the number of students who graduate from PhD, they are very small.
Okay.
So the kind of placement activities, coordinated placement activities which happen for PhDs, they are relatively less, but they are there. So if suppose some PhD student is graduating, then he or she is fully eligible to sit for placements.
Yeah, that's the main query regarding the students, that after doing the PhD, are they applicable to sit in the placement or not, sir?
Certainly.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And then the next query is, like, today's trending hot trending topic is AI, ML, and data science and data analytics. So for a CSC student, if he want to join IIT Mandi, so what are the prerequisites he have or he or she has to join AI, ML, and data analytics? Because in their bachelor program, I don't think so that they are much aware about these topics.
Yeah, so basically this can be studied at various levels. We not only have master's programs in this, but we also have a BTech program in data science.
Oh,
So which means if a student can clear GATE and get a good rank,
yes.
then that's all the prerequisites he or she needs to join this BTech in data science over here.
Okay, sir.
And further, if let's say you want to join m.tech or MS or PhD for data science, then of course you need a bachelor's degree first of all
Yes, sir.
in related field, and then you would have to clear qualifying exams. It depends on what exactly program you are joining.
Yes, sir.
So, for example, for m.tech or MS, you should have some GATE score or some such score from some national exam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So GATE is one such exam, but there are other exams also.
Yes, sir.
So you can get the detailed information from our website.
Yes, sir. Sir, in this time, IIT Mandi provides a great opportunity for the students who are not eligible in the GATE exam or who was not appear in the GATE exam. So, is there any message for those students why they came here and joined the program? Because they have a fear like, sir, we are not appear in the GATE exam. So, can we get a seat in IIT Mandi? Because they are so curious related to these queries. Sir.
There are other exams also besides GATE. For
Yes.
example, there is this national eligibility test.
Yes, and NTA. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
UGC net.
Yeah, so I forgot exactly what it's
Yes.
called,
Yes.
but there are other exams, and
But pardon, sir, the point is this time IIT Mandi gives a great opportunity for the students who are bachelors, who are completed their bachelor degree, and who are not appeared in the GATE exam. They can also join this great prestigious institute. So, what is the message to those students, sir? So they don't like they have curiosity to is really a GATE exam is important for them. So because they are not appeared in the GATE exam this time, that's why. Sir.
yeah, so I'm not exactly
Because I
aware
think
of such rules.
yeah,
Yeah,
IIT Mandi provides the MS research or m.tech research program for those students who are not appeared in the GATE exam. Sir. So GATE is
I
not
see.
mandatory for them, sir.
I see.
Okay. So, and so what about the role of AI and ML in future, sir? Why a student go for these domains, sir?
Yeah, so right now there is lots of research happening in AI ML.
Yes, sir.
Although I don't work in those fields, so I cannot give very detailed comments. But from an outsider's point of view, so there is lots of action, lots of research, and lots of industrial activity also happening in these fields.
Yes, sir.
There are many startups opening. There are many funding opportunities in research in universities abroad and so on, even here.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of breakthroughs are also happening in these fields. For example, you keep reading about these things in news, Chat GPT and
Yes,
so on. Yeah, so
yes, sir.
yeah, there's a lot of things happening there. But at the same time, I would also say that one should not follow the herd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are lots of other disciplines and streams in computer science about which students should also be aware, and so they should only pursue it if it really drives them. They should pursue AI and MN only if it really drives them, but not simply because it's the trend.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, what are the prerequisites for the students who are from mechanical, civil, or other than CSC backgrounds and who want to join as a CSC background in IIT Mandi? So, what type of information they already have so that they can came here and join CSC department, sir?
Yeah, so as far as qualifications and prerequisites are concerned, so those are, I think, GATE and such other exams
Yes,
and so on. And but as far as academic know-how and knowledge is concerned, so then you should be knowing things like linear algebra, a little bit of mathematics, entry-level mathematics you should be knowing.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that includes linear algebra, that includes probability theory and such things. So these are the foundations of computer science, and they should having some coding experience, programming experience also helps.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And the point is it a good decision to go for PhD program after BTech?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So basically, some students, they are already very sure in their mind that they want to go for research.
Yeah.
For them, it's okay. But if you are not completely sure, so you want to, let's say, get a flavor of what research is,
Yes.
then what you can do is that before going for PhD, you can go for MS or MTech, and then you will get an idea about what research is like,
Yes, sir.
because it's a shorter duration program, and then you can decide if you want to go for PhD.
Okay. So for a student, if he want to pursue the PhD, so he or she has to face some written exam as well as interview. So as an interview point of view, sir, what you can think for a student that he or she should have this much of information, then professor can take under him.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's a very good question. What we look for is analytical skills, the skills to think openly, the skills to think out of the box, and such things. How to pursue a direction very formally. So often students have some intuition, but they don't know how to put it rigorously,
Yeah,
right?
sir.
So that is what we really look for. So we don't look for knowledge. So we don't look for students who have crammed up or memorized a lot of things in their BTech.
Okay,
So that's not important. What is important is that are they able to think and analyze things?
okay. Yeah, the point is that, sir, most of the queries are related to, sir, how much level of coding we have to do to pursue PhD programs, or how much knowledge we should have related to algorithm and data structures, and how much content we already read to pursue IIT Mandi. So I think the conclusion is you people are not just look for the theoretical knowledge, that you have to be like good in analytical skills. Yeah.
Yes.
Can I conclude, right, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it's about clarity of thought.
Yes, sir.
So often we have some idea in our mind which is not very clear, it's vague.
Yes, sir.
But when you start to write code for something, so then it has to be very precise, very crystal clear in your mind.
Yes, sir.
Right? So for example, if you want to write a code to, let's say, find a number in a list of numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. So then just having vague intuition is not enough. You should have very crystal clear idea of how you will go about looking the list and how you will go about solving the task. So the clarity of thought is what we look for. Is the student able to pursue that clarity of thought?
Okay, sir.
When solving a problem. Problem solving skills basically is what we look for.
And so, what is the role of mathematics for a CSE student, sir?
Yeah, mathematics unfortunately is something from which students feel very shy these days. And that's unfortunate because mathematics is not just numbers.
Yes, sir.
Mathematics is actually a language.
Yeah.
And it is a language through which you can talk to another person or another machine very rigorously and without ambiguity.
Yes, sir.
So if you can put something down in mathematics, then you know it is correct.
Yeah.
Because if you, let's say, have some intuition in your mind about solving a problem and you go ahead and write a code for it, then it may happen that it only works in some cases but it does not work in some other cases. But if you proved mathematically that this works, then you know 100% it will work in all the cases. So that's the role of mathematics. It brings rigor in your work.
Okay, sir. And one common queries related to, sir, PhD or MS courses are like, sir, that course is particular 3 year or 5 year. So it's a long duration, because today's generation, what they want is they just, after completing their bachelor degree, they just want or curious about the money or the placements, sir. So what is the message for those students who are like have limited knowledge, or they are not getting the good GATE score, and even though they want to join IIT Mandi? So what a message you can give to those students, sir?
Yeah, so it is true that PhD is a long-term commitment, and it's not something which you get done overnight. So for example, when you are in schools or in colleges, we read one day before exam and then we pass the exam and then we are done. But this PhD is like a marathon. It's a long-term race. And so, but you see, the thing is, at the end of a PhD, you have something which most people don't have. You know how to solve problems. So when you go to industry or when you go to academia and when you're looking for important roles, high-level roles where it's not just writing code or porting something from one system to another system, when it's something which involves a lot of high-level thinking.
Yes.
Such roles and such problems are only assigned to people who have those skills.
Yes.
And PhD is one way of to gain those skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, IIT Mandi provides the great opportunity in the terms of AI, ML, as a CS, computer science, engineering and course, and one is robotics, I think, sir. So how a student decide to go in which courses or in which departments, sir? What is the prerequisites for those courses, sir? Like if I'm a student, I just completed my bachelor degree, sir, and I have some basic knowledge related to all these basic concepts related to operating system, algorithm, and data structure. But I don't know. I either I go for as a CSC department in AI department in ML or in robotics. So how can I make a decision?
Yeah, I don't work in those areas, so I cannot comment on that,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay. And so, what about the labs, sir, in IIT Mandi, sir?
Yeah, so there are so each research group has its own lab.
Okay, sir.
So I can tell you about my research
Yes,
area
sir.
and my lab. So I'm not in AI ML, but I work in, like I said, I work
Yes.
in geometric computing.
Yes, sir.
And so I have this lab coming up over here, which is like a 30-seater lab.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which has all kinds of computers and so on, and it's coming up. And so people who work in my area, then they can use that lab.
Okay.
Yes, and those labs are available like 24/7. So any time student wants to come and use the lab,
Okay, sir.
they have all kinds of facilities. Basically, we need computers only here, unlike in sciences where they need all kind of apparatus and all. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And one more question is, sir, like we already talk about the labs and departments, sir. So the point is, like, if a student want to approach a particular professor, so how, what is the medium or how he or she can approach to a professor? And just because what we tell you student that please visit the profiles of the professors, and please go through the domains, and please read the articles or research papers. But student found many difficulties regarding the research paper, the titles, and what the work is going on, sir. So how a student approach to you and approach to the faculties members if he or she want to pursue some MS or PhD courses in IIT Mandi, sir?
Yeah, the best way is to shoot an email to the faculty,
Okay.
and then they will reply. They can send their queries and they can send their doubts, and the faculty will reply. And then if they both find each other mutually interesting, then they can talk over phone. And if student is around, they can meet.
Okay, so yeah, we have a like option to directly mail to a faculty and then tell
Yeah,
about the research area, and then
sure.
discussion is going on like
Yeah,
so.
yeah. All the emails are given on the website.
And some final message to the students who are already qualified the GATE, and some of the students who already not qualified the GATE. So why they join the IIT Mandi, and some any message from your side, sir?
Yeah, so basically each institute has its a set of faculty, right? And they all work in different areas. So for example, you may find some area in which a faculty is in IIT Delhi but not in IIT Mandi.
Yeah.
Whereas you may find some area in which a faculty is there in IIT Mandi but not in Delhi.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So that's the biggest motivation why the kind of areas which we have over here. So a lot of faculty, they work in areas which are related to mountains, yeah,
Yeah.
which are related to the weather, which are related to society in the Himalayas. So such areas, and then so if you look at the profiles of each school and each faculty and each program, then you will see that each IIT has its own strength and its own weakness and so on.
Yes, sir.
So that's how you decide where to go, right?
And then last query from my side is, students are very curious to know about the placements regarding these departments. So they have a thought like it's a second generation IIT. So what about the placements? It's a general query. So can you, sir, just elaborate or give me a brief idea about the placements? How much companies are visited, and yeah, is they have a facility to sit in the placements and just grab the opportunities, sir?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
about the placements in
We
IIT?
have a full-fledged CNP.
Okay, sir.
That's the placement cell. We have a full-fledged placement cell who looks after this.
Oh, great.
So I cannot give you these numbers. Only
Yeah.
they can give you those numbers.
Yes, sir.
But I can tell you that as far as CS is concerned, we have almost 100% placement
Okay, sir.
in B.tech, MS, m.tech, PhD everywhere.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
And sir, any other branch students like he or she from mechanical or civil, yeah, is he or she is eligible for CSC placements, sir? In placements?
The companies decide that. If the company says that, okay, we are allowing others to sit for our placement, if they have done so and so courses, then they can.
Okay, means there is no such constraints related to department. Only the companies will decide this much.
That's right.
Okay, and it's a great session, sir. Thank you for giving us the valuable time, sir.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.